Okay, the health bar starts out green. You never know nowadays. Accept. Okay, so if I want to send a message, I have to fill in my phone number, and then they can send me messages, so that might cost me money. So nope. Not signing up my phone number for Twitch. Anyway, new week, new penny. Well, my phone is rebooting without consulting me first, but it does that sometimes, just rebooting. And because it's an old phone, the rebooting takes about 10 to 15 minutes. But that's okay, that means no interruptions. For those who wonder about the European Soccer Championships or Football Championships, whatever you want to call it, I don't care about it, but apparently we won. Usually then there's a lot of noise outside, but this time it's been very quiet, so... Um, 843. For the weekly update, haven't been able to edit. This is my last busy week, so hopefully next week again. My not so special but still secret project is still in the works. Hopefully I can show something next week, because then things calm down again. I made a whole list of things I have to do before Fantasy Fest. For example, creating new swords. I only have 2 left. And I found a better way to display them on my stand, because a certain someone donated a little stand where you can dangle things on, for example necklaces and all, and it's the perfect size for the swords, so I can dangle a few swords there. And it's okay if you discuss the title. I'm fine with that. Okay, so yeah, there's not much on the creative. I'm working hard I had a last minute visit from my student because of the holidays, and she managed to finish her project, and I'm still very inspired to do something alike but different because we're different people. Is someone watching the rerun of the competition outside? Let's see, I have to make it fancy. No, a pearl necklace. Wait, those people are fancy, so they don't. And a bow tie, because bow ties are cool. And I don't think I'm very talkative today, so feel free to give me either subjects or talk amongst yourselves. I'm very glad you managed to confirm that. For privacy reasons, I will not mention what you said, but I'm very glad you managed to confirm that. And good evening. And good evening. bigger bow tie. So yeah, I'm not very talkative apparently. No idea what to talk about, being tired. Worked quite hard today, and of course you work hard because you have a job, but I think I really worked hard today. There was a deadline where clients could hand in forms, and of course about 100 of those people filed in their forms about an hour before the deadline, while they could have started filing it in April. So we just had to rush through those. And of course the several I didn't know, and it's just a couple of hours. So don't be so stiff. And yeah, but this is not our deadline. This one was set by the government, so and yes. So before I stopped myself talking, um, there were also a lot of people who claimed they did not know the deadline was this strict, and that we should loosen up. And I actually told someone, well, it's been written in the letter from April that you could have filed it, and the fact you filed it in a couple of hours before the deadline and made it incomplete, yeah, that's not our fault. Am I going to do a pearl clutch? I think I'm gonna do a pearl clutch. Ah, yes, packages stuck at customs. Luckily, I did have that, but those things weren't very important. And I didn't pay customs. But yeah, you pay customs, and they still keep things hostage. we go. And his bow tie, of course. So yeah, my past few days, personally, I had it easy because I was charged with handling all the emails that arrived, and trust me, there were a lot more emails than usual. The people on the phone were mostly, well, shouted at, sworn at, called every disease in the book, because you know that helps your situation. And I'm belonging to be creative again. The past few days have been colder, so I've been able to 3D print for a friend, a promise I made, and then I can continue all the standees for test printing and all. But my 3D printer had an error today. Suddenly the filament was not coming out of it anymore, and the extruder did not look clogged. So I pulled out all the filament. Didn't look like an issue there as well. Cut off the already used part and then put in a fresh new batch. And then turned the nozzle temperature about 50 degrees higher, the max, until first it started bubbling. So apparently there was something in there with air or something like that. And then it started running. And now it prints fine again. That needs to be a bit lower. So today are the, no, not today, this week are the last workshops in a museum. They did contact me because they might, so it's not completely sure yet, need someone to fill a block with 2 workshops, I believe. Let me check. Oh no, one block. So that means instead of 2 I would be giving 3 workshops. It's the last one of the season, school year. But that would be nice. I'm having issues with sizes again. Been binge reading Comey Can't Communicate the past few days. And I decided to buy the series, but it's about 29 volumes. So I ordered them all at once, in total of 2 stores. And apparently one decided to spread it out over 5 or 6 packages, but they will probably arrive Friday at the same time. So I have to explain to a certain someone why there's suddenly coming so many packages on one day, while it's still one order. Which also means I have to be very careful by checking everything. Also the face is a bit too much to the front. Laundry. Still have to fold the laundry of last week. I usually do a bit while things get uploaded on YouTube after the stream. If I work from home, I do it in my breaks. Okay. I'm not really, I'm not a fan of anything at the moment. Like I said, I'm a bit overloaded. Doing way too much. But anyway, to that workshop, that last minute workshop, though it's about 90% confirmed. I hope to get the final confirmation tomorrow. We have to leave a lot earlier, and then you can hit traffic. So we got to keep an eye on traffic tomorrow to see if we need how much earlier we need to leave. Yay, spam bot! Let's see. Warn, no, we're not. Ban. Report, that's the one we need. Spam. And it's a bot. And it's technically also a scam, but okay. And there we go. Yes, it's truthful. Block user and Gonzo. There we go. But to have a Korean one, that's quite new. Okay, so since someone is now folding laundry or hanging up laundry and is just listening to the stream, that means I need to talk. Otherwise, it won't be interesting. So anyway, this week's comic is about the library because they remodeled. And I've seen pictures. I haven't been able to go there live myself just yet, but someone I know did. And apparently it looks amazing, very chic, very classy. A lot of wood textures. And I do not know how this monocle stays on. Just keep it on the magic of the comic. That's a bit too big. Perspective doesn't work that way. Anyway, if I have time and energy, because that's also a very big needed point left, I think I'm first gonna fix the 3D print designs that somehow got saved teeny tiny. One didn't got mirror and 3 got saved teeny tiny. And of course I still need to do all the coins for the licensed characters. But that's later worry. That's a bit too low. Also, one of the final things of my physical studio finally got refunded. So we're still waiting for potential service costs. Those can usually come up until a year after. But when it comes to finishing that contract of my studio, in Dutch we say het had heel wat voeten in de aarde. It had a lot of feet in the earth. Don't know what's going on with that company at the moment, but it was first they said sure you have to cancel a year before you hand in the keys. That's normal with Dutch companies, that if you rent a business space, you have a year. You have to cancel the contract a year in advance, so that's normal. And they said, sure, we accept your cancellation. I was like, yeah, whatever you're gonna do if you're not accepting it, but okay. And I waited and I waited and I waited. So the final month was due and I got an invoice for 3 months. So I was like, that's not correct. And what about the inspection? Oh, did you cancel your rent? Yes, I did. Here's the email in which you accepted my cancellation. Oh, okay. Sure, then we'll do the inspection on that day. I was like, sure, but I do need a right invoice because I'm not gonna pay for 3 months. I want to pay for only 1 month, the last month. So that took about 3 weeks before I finally got a correct invoice. But still, then you're like, okay, finally we're done. Then we got the inspection, and that was like, the guy looked around. Yeah, this is good. I was like, seriously? He was like, well, we've seen places, and this is very, very good. So don't worry, you're getting your deposit back. Phew. Isn't there anything I have to sign? No, you don't have to sign anything. We work with trust. And I'm like, oh, these are red flags, red flags. I actually need to get something in writing. So I believe I sent an email and thanking him for the inspection or whatever, and saying that I will be looking forward to getting my deposit back. And well, then I waited a month, no deposit. Sent a reminder, no response. And then we were 2 months, and it has to be sent back in about 14 days. That's reasonable, and I can accept 30 days because that's company slowness. So I decided to send an email, carefully hint to a couple of laws with links, by the way, because our government has it all online. And I stated that I will give them 1 more month, and then I will have to charge the interest that the government decided, which is, by the way, I believe 12% or something like that. It's really high. And boop, 1 day later, oh, it failed. But it will be paid somewhere later this week. And 3-4 days later, I had my deposit back. So I first had to threaten with extra costs before they actually gave me my deposit back. And trust me, when it comes to company offices, buildings, and the likes, those deposits, we're not talking about $10 or $15. This is the amount you fight for. But it got returned in the end. So now still hoping that the service costs will not be sending in an extra invoice. And I'm technically tempted to just be slow with the payment. But that's petty. And if they decide to send a collection agency because of it, it's completely their right, and then I have a lot more costs. I just want to be done with it, get rid of it, bye bye, close the door. So hopefully after wait, what's the battery life of my watch? I will probably charge it tomorrow. I have the last busy week with volunteer work, with the workshops. So hopefully Sunday should be the first day of calm. And I might decide to skip a stream then again, just to get my mind empty. And the week after that, I should be able to start cleaning up in the house again. Made a great start, but still plenty that needs to be done. And I think hour-wise, I think I need about 8 more hours at the attic, and I need about 2-3 hours in my sewing room. Yes, I have one now. And about 2-3 hours in the office section of my studio. And then we still have the storage. And that's probably gonna take a lot longer, because we're now in the phase of we have no more conventions for now, so it's now moving around stuff, tossing stuff, looking for stuff. Well, it's a nice head, it's just too much of an egg. There we go. So my initial time frame of being done with everything around August, probably end of August, is still quite realistic. But the stuff that I lost, by the way, that's on my I lost this list, I know it's not in the storage. Wait, I'm getting a brain. So I might have an idea where I need to look for those items. My phone started up, by the way. Yep. So that would allocate one item, but then I still have plenty of other things, and like I said, I need to look around. Things always turn up, just some a bit sooner than others. That's a bit too high, despite me liking it. And of course, editing book 6. But that's mostly probably on evenings. Probably Wednesday evenings, because I don't have any volunteer work then anymore. For now. And the other volunteer work was the Saturday morning. So that's probably me gonna sleep in. And if I can sleep in on both Saturdays and Sundays, I usually get up a little bit earlier and then find a new rhythm. Maybe start cleaning up a bit more. Need to start working on my Christmas card, by the way. I have an ID, and I'm gonna need my plotter, my cutting machine for that. But I first need to design things digitally. And the fun thing is, when I cut it all, created it all, made it all, then I'm gonna scan it in and put it on a card. And if it's not gonna work, I'm just gonna draw some cute chibis or whatever. I also wanted to do more stamp images. Meaning I have a lot of stamps and I want to start using them, color them, and then give them away for free. Probably gonna keep the best myself and then scan it. And those freebies, I hope to have a few on Fantasy Fest already, but you know, that's not really a priority. I also need to create stickers for book 6, for which I also need my cutting machine. And I'm just going to do one sheet, and that should cover pretty much everyone that is entitled of a sticker, because I currently have 2 people who are actually entitled of the stickers, and I think from one of those sheets that's about 15 stickers or something like that. How does this work? Okay. I think I need to do it like that. And then make a hand to it, because the thumbs are on the outside. And then it needs to go up, because I wonder if my sideways neighbors have learned not to create huge noises in the evening when they party. This hand looks tiny. See if enlarging it helps. It does. And luckily I don't have to make that many Christmas cards. We usually order about 70, and then we always have a couple left. We did meet new neighbors, by the way. Young couple. So I'm slowly giving greeting cards or Christmas cards to, well, half the street by now. Still have a huge pile of books. That I need to add. But that's absolutely no priority, so I do think that the manga that I ordered, that's supposed to be coming Friday, I think I will add them quite quickly, because they're English manga, so that makes it easier. You can just scan the barcodes and the library thing adds them automatically. But I also got a couple of Dutch comics, New Yoko Tsuno. I really admire that artist. He's still going strong after so many years, but the stories are getting a bit harder to follow. And some of the art is just, it's very clear that the man is old. I recently read a comic And as someone said, did you notice that in every frame this and that changes on the clothes of the main character? And people were like, oh, so original, I've never seen that before. I had to really restrain myself and not say, gee, Penny, doing it been ever since, well, 17 years ago. Remember, there's only one comic where Penny's smile charm has the same face. Because that was in year 1, I believe. Went to a second-hand store as well. Found free comics. But it's getting a mess, by the way. I also got a couple of Chinese books, a couple of Japanese books, so it's a bit tricky to add those. No need to have double eyebrows. It is, by the way, quite warm up here, but not insanely hot like it was last week, so I don't need my little fan that's right next to me. I'm gonna do his monocle a bit lower. It needs to be a bit lower. I also got news, or read news announcement, that Magic Knight Ray Earth, if pronounced correctly, is going to get a new series. Well, for those who missed it, Ranma is getting a new series, Ranma 1/2. I actually never saw Magic Knight Ray Earth, I only read the manga. I'm more a manga thing. And Rose of Versailles, but then the Japanese name, also is getting a movie. And I did read the manga. It was a bit old-fashioned. It was enjoyable. I did start rereading it again, by the way, but then Komi came in between and I forgot about it, so that's okay. So they're really on the nostalgia vibe. In case that wasn't clear, by the way, because first Lum gets a remake, Sailor Moon gets a remake, Tokyo Mew Mew gets a remake. Because, you know, that's where the money is, the nostalgia factor. Cardcaptor Sakura got a sequel. So didn't really get a reboot but a sequel. But it is vibing of nostalgia. Why do I keep doing this pose? Because I hate doing those hands. Dragon Ball indeed had a sequel, but did Dragon Ball actually stop? Because Dragon Ball kept on pumping out new series, new movies. So I'm not really sure if that counts as a new sequel. Because it kept on getting sequels anyway. Sailor Moon is getting a new sequel story. But you know, that's yeah, if it's gonna work, we'll find out. People are longing for a Mermaid Melody reboot. Apparently there's an English dub, but the license was lost before release and didn't get renewed, so it's in some vault right now. I indeed mentioned Tokyo Mew Mew. Mentioned it twice, I think. Didn't really like Mint's new hairstyle and didn't really like the ruffles. And it really sucked that the creator passed away not that long before the release on TV. So yeah, apparently there was even a special manga series reboot like that never got translated to English. And I think that the reason why they're making so many reboots and remakes and sequels has to do, well, of course, the nostalgia, but also it's assured money. It's nowadays, if you don't get a fan base, if you don't get high sales within 2 weeks, your manga is getting cancelled. I don't really know the how much time you get, but you don't get much. If you don't get a big reading audience, it's done. That's why a lot of series don't get second seasons for the anime, because there's not enough people watching. The merchandise isn't selling as good as they had anticipated. And I'm not saying that nobody's watching. There's enough people, but it's not high enough for the people who decide. So I have a feeling that's why we're getting remakes instead of original stories, because the original stories do not get enough time to grow and become better. Oh, that's ah. I'm currently really hoping for Apothecary Diary Season 2. It's supposed to be next year. But I already have a feeling that the fandom is waning. If we want to get the second season, if we want to get a third season, then the fan base needs to be very present. And because there's so much time between manga releases, there's so much time between, well, whatever. And the merchandise is all anime stills, by the way. There's a couple of figurines, hella expensive, and a couple plushie, one or two Nendoroid, but everything else is pretty much artwork from the anime on a standee, on a button or a keychain. And I'm really wondering which series I want a reboot or sequel. I mean, you had Tenshimyo, but that got sequels and parallel dimensions and whatever, so that was getting very confusing. Pokemon doesn't count because Pokemon never stopped. It did get a reboot this time. And I don't think this reboot is working, so eventually I think we'll get a new sequel with Ash and Pikachu again. Maybe 10 years later. And we're really holding our breath for the Ranma remake or series or whatever. First of all, two voice actors already passed away. And of course, we hold Shampoo in high regard, so what's it gonna be? Okay, this doesn't look nice. And series I would love to see animated is Cyber Idol Mink and Dream Saga. It's from the same creator as Saint Tail. And Zodiac PI. Those are series. Oh, Kitchen Princess. That had a tear-jerking moment. I think I have all the sketchy liners done. And of course, I wouldn't mind a Penny animation or Penny live action series. I think animation might work best. Yeah, that's a big dream. That doesn't really make any sense because it's only about Nieuwegein, and who has the budget to make a cartoon about Nieuwegein? There's hardly anything to write about for the comic, so let alone an animation series. Though there is plenty of to work with. Slice of life. Also, Komi can't communicate. I almost cried halfway as well for one of the characters. I have a favorite character, and it's not Komi. I think it's a bit too dark for Penny. Slightly too dark. I know she can be in the sun, but this was a bit too much sunshine. Also, still no news about the cars that stuck in the parking garage that had their ramps collapsing. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to read or see the story of Penny's medieval foremother. And you can go pretty crazy. Because I know you will do it with respect, so I have complete faith. Oh, you can use the Penny story as or Penelope story as a practice story. That's what I did with Serenade Moon. And it helped me grow into a better writer and helped me create Forever Young. Pearls, pearls, pearls. We're getting a new bathroom, by the way. And that is due in about 2-3 months. So by the time this Penny goes on YouTube, we'll probably have a new bathroom, hopefully. hydrate. I have the most. I'm getting used to it, but I got syrup and that's strawberry banana shake taste. You dilute it with water, so syrup. And it's weird. I think I'm starting to get used to it. It's not like I don't drink it, but they also had a pear peach, and that was way tastier. You know what? I'm going to make them gray because they're distinguished. Yeah, I know that's banana strawberry in a lot of smoothies, but this is water. This is water tasting like banana strawberry, and that's very weird. With a smoothie, you have a certain solidity, and you don't have that with this, so that's very weird. Also, in this household, smoothies are made about once or twice a week. Not by me, by the way, but by my love. And there goes a lot in that smoothie. Should get spinach again, but mostly a banana and blueberries. Sometimes a different fruit if we have something left over, or I find a can in our storage cabinet that's been there forever. Cereals sometimes. And like I said, spinach, red beets. Haven't got those in a while as well. But they haven't asked for me to grab those again, so. And let's see what else. What else? Instead of using water for dilution, they use fruit juice. And if needed, they add water, but usually the fruit juice is enough. But like I said, if we have fruits left, they sometimes end up in the smoothie. We're filling all the white spots. Well, if you want to actually have smoothies, you can get one cheap at the Action. I have the mini blender, which I sometimes use for myself. And that's usually the one person smoothies. One banana, barely. And we also have fruits in the freezer for easy grabbing. I'm more of a fruit smoothie person, but I don't make them that often. I consider it way too much a hassle. I'll just eat the banana. I missed a spot that was over here. Sad Penny is sad. I also joined the summer exchange on DeviantArt. Been doing that for years now. Made the art, I think, around February or something like that. I think I made it at Fantasy Fest. Oh, there's a sneeze coming up. No, no sneeze. Yes, sneeze? Maybe sneeze? No sneeze. So now I need to draw something for the Christmas exchange. And I have no idea just yet. Let's give them a little bit of color because they are nice people. And more than once with the Christmas exchange, I'll just draw a character and give them fancy outfit. Don't really do much humorous fan art. I consider myself not a very humorous person, and if I do find the joke very humorous, most other people don't find it humorous. So it's a miracle there are people actually reading the penny. So yeah, I did some face painting in my youth as well. I started with doing the miniature items on cheeks because the kids didn't really want to have their face fully painted, and their moms didn't really want it because then they had to go into the bath again. So I was like, well, I can paint a little owl on their cheek. Oh yes, that's wonderful. So I started doing that. And then at one time they just didn't need me anymore. Don't know what the reason was. They probably found someone else to do it cheaper. If you want to have good face paints, then it costs money, it costs time. And you in the comments know what I'm talking about. But most places don't want to spend any money in it. It's just gonna be a little princess. You can choose out of these 6 styles. I'm like, no, what do you want? I'm gonna try it anyway. So I made mostly animals on cheeks. And there was a kid who wanted to be Spider-Man. So I was like, okay, well, it's mostly red and a couple of black and white lines and stuff like that. Yes, that's what the kid wanted. Mom was okay with it. And that entire day I done one Spider-Man. And then that kid got lost in the crowd. So mother was being panicky, of course. Little kid in the crowd, gonzo. But I was, yeah, he's face painted like Spider-Man. Yeah, that's like a gazillion kids. I was like, no, 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 no. One kid. Only one kid got face painted Spider-Man. So that made it easier to identify him. But of course, I couldn't help and look because I had a job to do, and there were like 10 people looking already, and they were about to call the police. And guess who just wandered in next to my line? I was like, okay, kid, you're gonna stay here. You warn the mother. Kid's been found. I'm gonna keep him here. Yeah, but and the kid was like, I lost my mommy. Have you seen my mommy? Yes, she's going to come here. Oh, but it takes so long. Well, how about I paint something on your arm now? Oh, that's okay. And that's how I kept him busy until his mother came. His mother looked, by the way, extremely calm. I was wondering why the heck it was taking so long, but she was like, you shouldn't leave me, sweetheart. That's how I lost you. And mommy was very worried about you. And then I heard the story that when they told the mother that the child was found, she just almost sank to the floor sobbing that her child was found. And she first had to calm down because she can't show the kid how scared you really were. Because then you get a panicky child. So everything turned out great. Spider-Man saved the day by having a child being face painted as Spider-Man. But it's okay. We don't mind. Mom never said thank you, and I'm okay with that. People are like, did they say thank you? Did you give you a reward? No, they didn't. Because she was too worried with having her child back. Yeah, but she could have said thank you. I was like, do you really think she thought about that at that moment? She was just glad she had her child back. And I'm okay with that. Child reunited, mommy, that's the good way. Okay, text balloons. Let's see if I need to shift things. Well, I can already do that. That's not much of a problem. So let's see if I can make all the text I want fit. And I am going to visit the library soon enough. Don't worry about that. First need to breathe, have everything done. Let's make this a bit smaller. See, fits nicely now. Yeah, all my face painting was volunteer work. So I always did it for free, so then you have no issues with licensing. I'm not a professional face painter. I'm very terrible at taking care of myself. If it was up to me, I would give everything away for free. But you know, you kind of need to pay that stand at a convention, and you kind of need to pay for the ISBN and the book printing. So, yeah. Okay, the balloon can be a bit smaller. And I still plan to give away my story to the world through an audio novel type. I thought about using AI to read it, and I was like, the AI just can't get the names right, so I might as well try it myself. I'm not gonna do the acting and the screaming that much. I can do a little bit of intonation, but I'm not gonna do the I'm not gonna do that. That's book exclusive. Okay, text check time. And I'm gonna send it to other people as well. And if I do ever get to book 7 in audiobook version, there is actually a Wilhelm scream in book 7. So I might actually just add it in the audiobook then as well. And by the way, in later novels, in book 3, there's actually, if I recall well, I would have to reread that, but I believe in book 3 there is a reference to an ABBA song. In book 4 or 5, there's a reference to Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura and Pokemon, I believe. Book 7, there's a reference to My Little Pony, the Wilhelm Scream, Star Trek Voyager. If you don't know these series, you just won't notice the reference, but if you do notice those series, you will get them. Book 5 actually has a reference to Frozen. Okay, let's save it before we start the text thingy. It got crashed again. Okay, restart it. just doesn't like doing that last bit. I didn't do the 20% cooler, by the way, because it just doesn't fit into the story. But wait, there's another Sailor Moon reference in book 5. And we, when translating it to Dutch, I had to translate it to the Dutch translation as well. So in English and Japanese, you have Mars power make up, and in Dutch je had macht van de Marsnevel verschijn. Macht van de maannevel, I know, but it was weird anyway. Oh, come on. What's the issue? Why you won't save? Is there something with the memory? System info. Not the one I was looking for. Channels, status. History stage, 40 stage. Can I do 200%? No, no. Well. No idea why the memory is still full, but let's restart it again. Okay, so it just doesn't want to save. Well then, that's okay. We can still save as. And then we just do PNG. I mean, I can switch to PNGs, but I always use JPEGs because it makes it a bit smaller for web, which makes it... There we go, now it saves. PNG. And this one is how it's supposed to be. What's the PSD that fine? Just 6? Not smaller or bigger than usual. Better. You sometimes have to be a bit persistent. See, now it works. Okay. Let's see. First, we're gonna get the commercial. Boop, and gone. It's July 2nd. Let's see, where was it again? I know there are already 5 available. However, I haven't listed them on the site just yet. I haven't even listed them on my own site yet. That's one of those things I still need to add to my website. I believe I still have to post book 5 from Penny, book 5 from Forever Young, both Dutch English, and book 6 in English. So I'm currently only listing what you can buy online. Okay, I think this is the text for now. People are reading it. And I don't even know if they have all the Penny comics there. I should check that, but that's, like I said, future. First, things have to be completely in order. I'm sure it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least I don't have to trip over everything again. So when that's done, I can focus on all the other stuff. Okay, 1 comma too much. And vlakbij is apparently 1 word in this context. Okay, so that means the penny is done. And I've been 1.5 hours. Okay, I'm actually quite tired, but I want to do a little bit. So first let's focus on resaving those files that went wrong. So the first thing I'm going to do is, oh, I can easily do this. Wait, it's already loaded. Right. I'm gonna just grab this one from Chi because flip horizontal. I forgot to flip one. So you only have, if you have the Chi one, I have the normal Chi one, and the mirror Chi one is also the normal Chi one. So I had to redo this. So let's do that first. Okay, I need more space. Oh, hallo. Dus wanneer wil jij al die aandacht? Options, enable smoothing, units centimeters, to extrude, detail high, and transparency black. And then convert. And then it doesn't like to do it anymore because they changed something in the settings. Great. Then you have an advertisement suddenly in the way. And now I need to invert output probably. And if I choose invert output, it goes right. Okay, download. Car alarm. Downloads. Oh, it no longer goes with the whole zip file. That's nice. Then we're gonna open Cura and see if it's saved right. Also hydrate. Cura always takes so long to start up. I also think it takes too long to slice images, but you know, that's... Okay. And it's saving super teeny tiny. I don't know why they're doing that. Of course you can resize it, but then people think you're not getting anything. How about we put it like this? Okay, that converts it. That didn't go right. It just sometimes they make it very small, and the other times they're just, well, not making it very small. Well, let's see how it does with this. Okay, so this looks okay. And now we get the other chi. Is that one? Oh, that's in my to test file. And let's grab chi. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. But then you have to do this on free. And then this on free. And then they look the same. Okay, so I do need to check them. But if they save teeny tiny, I just need to, well, make it less teeny tiny. Okay, so this one can be deleted. This one can go. This one can go. So that's the first one. Then I had let's see, we had one Forever Young, and then we had both the wings of Irina and, okay, so I think I don't need to resave the files, which would save a lot of things, and I can reuse these same settings. So then first we go for Irina. But I do need to put the weight again, height and width again, and then convert. Yep. And that's download. Convert another. And with Irina you get 2 types of wings extra. Download. And then I still have plenty of wings I need to test print before I can create a set out of that for release. So that's a future problem. And download. Okay, and then we go back to my downloads, and then we go first to Irina. A lot of people say Irina, and that's probably the way how it's officially pronounced, but in my case it's pronounced Irina. This needs to be free, so you can print it lower if you want to, so Feel free to change that if you want to. And then we have the wing, the first set of wings. And you know me, I make sure the wings are always separate. Sure, you can print them at the same time, but they are separate, so you can position them any way you like. Yep, this is better. And Irina wings 2. And I recently ordered a set of stamps, and turns out I already had them. Were dragon wings, and the dragon wings was a set. The wings were connected to each other. Well, you already heard me. I don't really like that. So now I have the original set, which are going to be stuck together, and the other ones are going to be cut, so I can also have one-winged angels, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see, then we have Lady Kim, and that's Serene Moon. Convert another. Lady Kim was completely all mini. Height is 100, depth is 3. And download. And I'm also going through my stamps. Found a couple of jellyfish. I'm going to sell those as well because I have them twice. I'm gonna make a whole basket of this is what I have, double. Buy it for for the price listed or not. Feel free not to. Right, yeah, free. It's gonna have to be a free. It's always free. Well, most of them. Sometimes it doesn't want to do free, and then I do 3.1 and whatever. But anyway, it works. That's Lady Kim. Fixed. Because it is almost getting 11 and I still need to upload it and everything. So, and then we had Tiamat, which is easily enough in the same folder with the little kitty with 100, depth 3, and convert. Looking fine. Download. Lady Kim can go. It's technically Lady Tiamat, but you know, technicalities. And then we want to do this free as well. Really looking forward to painting this one because there are a lot of colors in her hair. I like a challenge. Well, one-winged angels technically have angel wings, and the stamps I have are dragon wings or bat wings. So one-winged dragon. Okay, so I fixed all these files. That's nice. Let's send them to myself. And this. So this is it for today. And next time I'll probably start drawing again. Hopefully I'm less tired then. Because I have a couple of Serene Moon characters still left to do. And then we go back to Forever Young and a bit of Serene Moon in between. and in the meanwhile I'll just be printing whatever I want to print. So it's because it's I do need to start printing things I need for next year's release to make it easier and calmer for myself, but you know how things go. Weather is looking nice for the printing at the moment because of the low temperature. That will probably change in the nearby future. So right now I'm printing the long files, and then when the hotter time starts I can do the short files, so my printer has less issues with overheating. So I'll be seeing you at least next week, maybe Sunday if I feel like it, but if I need some silence on my head I will probably just not stream and clean up. So I'll be seeing you. Bye bye.